Hello there, fellow Minecrafters. I'm Tom, and this is just a simple XP teller machine of sorts. There's plenty of XP farms out there on YouTube that deal with smelting items. So what they do is they take the simple items that are out there and pull up for your XP. And the one that I like to use is for potatoes. As you can see here, this is your XP. Whoops, let me scroll back up. Your experience per item. So when you're smelting and cooking, you know, of course, ancient debris up there at the top. But the one that I like the most is potatoes because it's naturally rejuvenating. So once you have your farms, like I've got 2 sitting over there, simple, gives you 0.35 experience per item that's smelted. And you'll see a lot of farms out there that use the smelters that have switches on them that will basically stop it from smelting so that you can pull the items out and collect the experience points that are stored up inside. It's a glitch that's been out for quite a while. And I'm what you call a lazy Minecrafter. So if there's a way to do it easier, that's what I want to do. I had this farm with the levers when it first started up. It's getting dark, let me sleep real quick. When it first started up, but it seemed very cumbersome. And it didn't fit what I wanted it to do. Like, so what I did is kind of messed around with some things, came up with this. Haven't seen anyone post it out there. So it's just the same as any other XP farm using potatoes that you see, with one difference. So here's my 2 farms. This is not an overnight XP farm. This is a long game. Works in single player worlds, Realms and Servers. Used it in a realm for a long time with the Crazy Kev gang. And I would set these up in different locations around the realm. So all you had to do is just walk in there, press a button, and you get your XP. So let me just show you what it is. This is the end. I still have to add some items, but basically what happens is, and you'll see it's the same as you see all the other ones. I've got 4 double chests here. I've got hoppers feeding into or out of each chest into the next one, so they all fill up. So as you can see, full up with baked potatoes all the way up right to there, so it stops. So now what happens is this is just sitting idle, right? So all of those items that have cooked, the experience is stored up in here currently. Oops, I got rid of that too fast. So now what happens is every time that I put a, oops, I didn't make my dropper. Every time I smelt another or cook another potato, all the XP that's stored up, I will pull out for each one, right? So let's see, I'm going to put it there. So lower slab. I want to face it down in. So I do that. And now I can't get out. Doubling up all my work, of course. Get rid of that and this here. My potato. And what I'm doing here is I cover this all up. And the reason I cover it up is because I found out that on the Realms and the multiplayer worlds is that sometimes people get in there and they tend to mess things up. And I've also learned too that if you remove items out of there, it's not always guaranteed that the XP is stored inside your cooker here, your smoker. So I just cover it up so it's hidden. This is the fuel source. It just feeds in, and so it's like an automatic. Up in here inside the dropper, you got to use a dropper. You can't use a dispenser, of course, because you want it to feed down into the smoker. So inside here, I just loaded up with potatoes, right? This takes a long time to empty out, just to let you know. On the front of it, I will press a button, and this is basically going to be my XP ATM machine now. So now what happens is, if you got mending on your items, so on these, this is a new world, I'm just kind of starting out, so these are books. I've got a villager, a librarian and a villager over in the next town over, trapped, that I cycled through to get mending 1. So what I'm going to need to do, or what I want to do, is I want to fix all these items. And as you know, what you're holding in your offhand, or what you're holding, will also get repaired with the XP. So you see I've got the 3 items here, my sword, my pickaxe, and my regular axe, as well as all my armor, all needs to be repaired. I've got 0 XP. I went and died to a drown before I did this. So what I'm going to do now is, so I need to repair my items. I've been out running around, so I'm just going to click the button. It fires up. Now for fuel source, I've got coal in here currently. I do not like using coal. I'd rather use scaffolding. It burns quick. It's pretty renewable, because if you stack it up in here, it's going to last a really long time. You basically can get 2, maybe 3 potatoes out of it per each one. Bamboo, you'd need a lot more to go through, but coal is just temporary. Again, it's a new world. I haven't found a jungle or any bamboo to start doing that. I have found a spider spawner to get my string and stuff. So currently I'm at, I got my axe in here. You can see that it's damaged. I've got all my armor, it's damaged also. I've got 0 XP. I've got 1 potato in there and I cooked it, and I'm going to pull this out. And you see that my XP went up, or my damage went up on this, increased it. So that's good, but I'm not at 49 levels and all my armor is repaired. Great, you say? Well, yeah. So what happens is, with the amount of items that I have in this, so I've got 4 chests in there, and each double chest holds, if my math is right, 1,209.6 XP. There's 4 hoppers down in there, so yeah, 4 hoppers, 5 slots per hopper, so it's 112 XP per hopper. So you got 4 chests, 4 hoppers, with a total is 5,286.75 XP for all the potatoes, and that's stored in here. Now, the problem with your XP and why you don't get all that each time is, the more levels you get, there's a multiplier in there that takes things away. So there's like minus 158 per level from 31 and up. And plus it takes more experience to level each time. So while I'm sitting at 49 now, I won't get another 50 some odd experience points the next time out. So let's go ahead and we'll repair the X all the way, the pickaxe, or the axe, I mean. So I'm just waiting. I'm still going to keep it held in my hand. I'll pull this out. Now it's repaired. Now I'm going to do my pickaxe. And I do this 1 per. I found issues that when you stack the items in here, the stacking works if you use the switch or the lever on the side to basically shut it off from allowing things to pull out. The button, again, just drops 1 at a time. So you just do it See, instant repair. Let's do the sword. Drop one potato in. We wait for it to cook up. Once it cooks up, we do this. All repaired. And none of these have mending. This is new, so I got to add mending books to those. So this is great. And now I'm sitting at 85 levels, which is good, because then if I wanted to, and see now I got a food source too if I need it, but I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to throw these in here real quick for later. And again, this is a new world, so all this stuff is newer account. So now if I wanted to enchant anything or I needed to name anything, I now have the levels to do it. So if I wanted to add any of these items onto anything that I have in here, I can do it. If I needed to rename, combine, anything that's going to require experience, now I have it to do. So a good, if you play in any of the worlds that I'm in, what you'll end up seeing is that this ATM will be sitting next to an enchanting room. So I'll have anvils in there. I'll have a smithing table for the weapons. I'll also have the library with the books, so that if I need to enchant anything or de-enchant, it's all going to be in one location, just to make it a little bit easier and easier to use. So I just made this video. Someone asked me to show them how to do it because they played in our world before and tried to follow the same tutorial, or not tutorial, but how I had it set up, and couldn't quite figure it out. And I think what they were doing is they were adding levers in there. So no levers. This is strictly for lazy Minecrafters like myself that want to do things simple and easy. Again, if you want to see how this is, there's plenty of tutorials out there on YouTube on how to build it, but it is really straightforward. It is, again, it's not something that's quick and easy. This takes a long time, because all of those items have to cook, and it is not the fastest thing. So if you do have a big farm, one thing that I would suggest, and that's what I did here to initially set it up, is that I had a hopper feeding into the top here. Then off of that, I had a double chest up here. And then I would just keep filling that double chest with potatoes off that farm. On this side, I also put a barrel, and all the coal that I found, I just kept putting in here. So this is just leftover coal. And what'll happen too is once I'm done and I do find bamboo and I get my string farm up and running, this will go away, and then I will just load this up with scaffolding down here, because again, you're not gonna need this a lot. And I'd never get rid of the farm. I keep the farm there so I can reload it for potatoes if I ever need to. I do have a world where this is set up with farmers, and I have a farmer in this one, I have a farmer in this one, and in the middle right here I have a villager trapped, and what happens is these guys try to feed this villager underneath the villager, or underneath the areas outside the villager. There are minecarts, hopper minecarts below that feed into hoppers that feed into a double chest. So what I ended up doing is that I would just go down to the bottom, grab all the potatoes out, go over there and load it in. So again, it's easy in the end. So once it's done, it's done. You're good to go. It is a long game. It's not something for right at the beginning. But once it's done, you're set up and you're off and running. So find it helpful, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. not really concerned or caring if you follow or don't or subscribe. This is just something I did for some fellow friends in our Discord. So thanks for checking it out, and have a great day.